What's up, traders? It's Andrew O'Connell with Pristine Capital coming at you with yet another market recap video. Please go ahead, click the like button on this video. Also, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. That way you don't miss any of my videos. Today, we're going to talk about the price action in the indices. We're having some crazy blow-off action in the markets. It's pretty awesome. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some of the trades that I took today. We're going to go through my trading report card. And we'll look at options order flow via Bkkt. Before we jump into all that, quick first disclaimer, nothing in this video should be construed as investment advice or recommendations. Please follow your own trading plan and your own risk parameters. And last but certainly not least, do not YOLO your entire account to any one of my trades or anyone's trades for that matter. But I did trade AMC today, so maybe you'll YOLO into that one. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. But yeah, I did trade AMC today. Let's dive in. All right, box scores for today. Let's pull this up. Let's enlarge this. All right, box scores. S&P 500 as measured by the SPY closed up 0.17%. We have the NASDAQ QQQ finishing up 0.34%. We had our small caps breakout. Let's go, finally, up 2.59%. We've been waiting for that for quite a while at Pristine Capital. And then Dow Jones was up 0.25%. What's interesting is that volatility did increase for all of these indices, and it kind of makes sense because we have the Fed meeting coming up on Wednesday. So yeah, it looks like players, they're buying some protection ahead of that meeting, which definitely makes sense. Breadth was positive with the highest percentage of advancers in the small caps, 87% advancers, weakest in the Dow Jones with 63% advancers. Finviz heat map. Oh my gosh, what the heck happened here? So we had Microsoft, Apple, Google, and Amazon all down on the session, but we had Tesla, which more than made up for all of them. Let's see, Tesla was strong, and then a lot of these reopening names were pretty strong as well, like Starbucks, Booking, Carnival Cruises. All those guys, we had some strength in energy. Oh my gosh, we have to take a look at Tesla. Jesus. Tesla up 8.49%. Look at this thing go. So I was long this one in the trend portfolio for quite a while. I reduced my position to about a 1% position. And Tesla is the only short that I have on the books. I took on like a little baby put spread. It's the only short position I have. Unless something catastrophic happens, that put spread is going to expire out of the money. But this is pretty insane. 1209 spot 75 up on Tesla. Really what's happening is there's a ton of call buyers that are just spamming this thing with calls. So it is nuts that even though this thing's worth well over $1 trillion now, the options market can really get these stocks going. And it doesn't even matter. Like apparently now Elon Musk is more wealthy than, I think it's like Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg combined. It's insane. But anyway, back to the overall market. We have the S&P 500 put in a doji candle, which isn't the best, isn't the worst. It makes sense that we get some sort of, consolidation. This trend we've been on for the last 2 weeks, this has been so beautiful. So if you're trading, just don't take it for granted. This is a blessing to get like such a nice rally because we had essentially 6.5 weeks of a correction and the market really took the stairs down. Stair steps down, and then we took the elevator up. And usually it's the exact opposite, where stocks, they stair step up and they take the elevator down. So this is just great. Now in the after hours, we have this candle. We're trading down 0.05%. That's all right. Even if we get some like back and filling into the Fed meeting on Wednesday, this rally's been great. Really can't complain. So that is the S&P 500. Let's take a look at our NASDAQ. NASDAQ also put in a doji candle, definitely getting a bit extended a couple of weeks ago, and really throughout this correction, it seemed like we had this, steepener trade in the yield curve where, curve is steepening, we have financials outperforming, tech stocks and bond proxies are really underperforming. Recently, we've had this dynamic of curve flattening, and it appears that we're getting a rise in the short end of the curve due to everyone thinking that, hey, the Fed's going to raise rates. And then we have, the long end of the curve coming in a little bit. So that's a much more conducive environment for the NASDAQ. And you can see the NASDAQ has made it back to the all-time highs and then some. Let's let's take a look. This is the main event for today. The Russell 2000, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look. So really nice extended range green candle. I'm heavily concentrated in these small caps. I have a very large position here. And so I knew, hey, seasonality is the best in November. I was pretty much like pounding the table on this. Like, all these hedge funds are short. We have this infrastructure bill coming up. Like, all the stars are aligning for these small caps. And let's zoom out to the weekly chart. So on the weekly chart, they've been consolidating for literally 9 months. And when you get that long of a consolidation, that's where you can have a powerful breakout. So I'm still looking for that. And today was just a great day because the small caps, were such a great performer. So yeah, small caps still looking good. And then the dogs of the Dow. Dogs of the Dow, you can see they're still grinding higher. They're not outperforming anymore, but yeah, still working their way higher as well. All right, let's take a look at we already looked at our heat map. Let's look at our sectors and style factors. Solar energy is doing really well. It has been for about a month. I allocated some risk there. I have Enphase. That is my big horse in this race. And I do have some of this TAN ETF and First Solar in the Pristine Capital tactical portfolio. If you're interested in joining the Pristine Capital trading community, feel free to sign up on pristinecapital.net. You can always reach out to me as well if you have any questions. We have this blockchain ETF. Oh my gosh, ripping. And my other biggest trade is in Hut mining. Hut. It's kind of nuts because Hut mining is up 4.93% today. And cryptocurrency is really still sitting in the same spot that it was on Friday. Let's take a look. I'll pull these up. Finviz. Let's check these out, team. Maybe they're mooning right now. No, not even. So yeah, I think it's a lot of these assets that have high momentum. It's just like this momentum run where into year end, the reason why the seasonality is so good into year end, there's probably a bunch of different reasons, but I think a lot of it is performance chasing. People go, man, I'm having a good year this year, but I want to do even better. I want to get that performance bonus. I want to do this. I want to achieve this. So there's like this mad dash, like, come on, push it into year end. So yeah, you can see Bitcoin, didn't even really put on a good performance today. It's like it's about to close below the 20-day moving average, but Hut mining really just blew off. So that was very interesting. And I had, some calls in Hut mining that actually closed out today, really just for that reason. Let's take a look. So blockchain assets doing very well. And then a lot of these underloved areas of the market, such as the ARK funds. Look at these. They all had great performances today. And they're all very heavily weighted in Tesla, so that makes sense. It's funny how, like, when the ARK funds are going down, it's like, oh man, Cathie Wood is the worst, right? She is the worst at picking stocks. And then when Tesla is going up, and that's like her largest holding, like in her entire fund lineup, like by far, it's like crickets. Like, no one will give Cathie Wood credit for that. But it's just funny. Anyway, all right, this digital 3D printing ETF, that was up as well. Retail stocks doing well. Chinese internet's up 5.36%. This has been like, the most wishy-washy area of the market. I was actually considering adding back my China exposure. I was like, you know what? I have a full plate of risk. Maybe I'll do that, another time. I do have some China exposure in the tactical portfolio. Let's take a look at our style factors. Style factors, we had high beta finishing up 1.9% and cyclicals finishing up 2.48%. So very nice performance. And then really just across the board, we had some nice strength. Momentum was up. The growth style factor, large cap growth was down 0.01%, basically flat, and min-vol was down 0.12%. Seasonality, of course, we are getting to that bullish end of year period. And this right here is my trader report card. So I'm grading myself on 3 factors: preparation, stock selection, and risk management. The one that I really want to improve upon as we enter 2022 is stock selection. I'm going to be putting out a video for Pristine Capital members all about stock selection. I was looking through my stats, and what I'm realizing is, I'm having a very good year, and if I was better on stock selection at, varying parts of the year, I would have been like literally in the stratosphere. Like for most people, I'm doing very well. You're gonna see my results when I post them for the end of the year. But yeah, like that's something I really want to work on. So that's why that's one of my criteria. So in terms of preparation, I gave myself a 4. And I always do a lot of prep work over the weekend. I do a weekend market analysis video where I take a top-down look at the market. I also do a weekend watch list video. I send those to Pristine Capital members. So by the time I get to Monday morning, I'm pretty well prepared. I gave myself a 4 here just because I feel like you can always do better. Stock selection, I also gave myself a 4. I do think that I entered some good areas of the market today. So I think I did pretty good, but it's not like I was in, you know, the top performing stock of the day or anything like that. And then risk management, I gave myself a 5. You know, there were some areas of the market that I was in that were lagging behind the pack a little bit, and I made sure to trim those out. And then I also, you know, just de-risked a little bit. I took off a nice winning trade. I made sure to just, you know, be comfortable on that. Let's take a look at what I did for today. So yeah, this Hut mining trade, I have a large core trade in Hut mining, and this was literally just, I bought the dip in Hut. And this was a trade around my core. I had these November 19th 13 strike calls, closed those out for $1.83. I paid $1.31. So that's a nice, you know, for me, that's like a nice double, triple. And if I can get that in like a day or two, that to me is like, all right, keep that capital moving. Let's do it. Especially when I have a core position. Hut XLF. So I had some June 2022 38 strike calls. I closed out 30% of those for $4. I had paid $2.87 for those. That was a 2-star trade for me, medium size, because I'm realizing we're getting a lot of distribution days in the small, and not in the small caps, in the financials. Out of the last 6 days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 out of 6 of them have had red candles. So a lot of times, you know, where there's smoke, there's fire. That basically means throughout the session, investors are selling their financials. A lot of times I'll see that, and then all of a sudden I'll just get sparked out of nowhere with a huge red candle. So I figured, hey, the market's running so hot. I have a nice winner in this. Let me just close it out. So I ended up closing out, you know, 30% of it. I closed out the remainder of the position for $3.95. I paid $2.87. I added a call spread in AMC. Small position, not too crazy, because AMC is super volatile. I entered the 36 by 37 November 19th call spread. And this one, were my AMC apes out there. I know we got some AMC apes. This thing, what I love about it is a lot of times, like, you'll start seeing a huge buzz about these stocks. I'll be like, oh my gosh, GameStop, AMC, they're going crazy. And usually you'll start hearing that buzz like when it's already gone parabolic, and it's literally like, why even bother? Right now where I got in here, this is really coming off a pivot low, and I saw for this name that it was breaking out of the weekly value area, AMC. So on the daily chart, we just broke above the monthly point of control, which is great. And then on the hourly chart, we actually broke out of this weekly value area. So this, typically I don't traffic in meme stocks, but I figured, hey, if the small caps are going to break out, like I think they might, I want to have at least like one name in the meme stock category. So I put on AMC. All right, let's take a look at what I did for common stock. So I added this FPAC. This was a name on our weekend watch list. And this is a SPAC, and it is a cryptocurrency SPAC. It's backed by Peter Thiel. And it's a cryptocurrency exchange. It's called Bullish. And I watched, they had like a pitch, pitch video. I posted that for our members. It was like a 20-minute video from the CEO, from some of the senior executives. And yeah, it looks very interesting. They're launching a cryptocurrency exchange. It's going to have a hybrid order book. And I'm noticing a lot of these exchanges are doing very well. I had a lot of success trading this Bkkt. I had like a 72% winner in this name. And Bkkt, you know, it literally went up from the $10 SPAC price all the way to $40. For FPAC, you know, I'm not expecting this thing to go to $40, but hey, if the business is successful, you know, maybe this one goes beyond 10. So I was like, yeah, I'll allocate to this a little bit. So I entered a 2-star trade. I ended up topping that off later in the day at a cheaper price, closer to $10. So now I have a 3-star position FPAC. I entered a position in Pinterest. I saw a headline across the tape right around this, 11:26, and it was saying Pinterest, they're going to be doing like TV shows, advertising products. I thought maybe that could get this stock going, so I entered the common stock, and it really did not move the stock. This stock is really just in the doldrums, and so I stopped out of it for a very small loss. So I entered at 45.75. And then later in the day, I closed out for 45.35. So I took a 40-cent loss on this one. I said didn't get the price reaction I was expecting off the pins news. Tight risk management, live another day. So that one, I gave myself a point for risk management. That sort of like, in terms of stock selection, maybe that was not the best choice. But on the other hand, maybe that move could have sent pins flying. So it is what it is. I gave myself a 4. And then this LEV common shares. I closed this one out for 14.21. I had paid 14.26. And I just noted, hey, LEV, this stock could still work for sure. Closed up 0.56%, still looking good. But I'm just noticing in terms of these EV names, is this one the strongest in the group? No, it's not. Actually, QS, which is also on our watch list, a better performer, up 2.87%. So I just figured, hey, let me take back that risk. If anything, if LEV is strong, I'll reallocate it. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure I'm being super tight on my risk management as the market gets, more euphoric, more extended, etc. All right, let's take a quick look at our Bkkt options order flow here. And as always, we're going to go to our Bkkt options races. This platform is fantastic. They keep making it better. If you are interested in using Bkkt, this is the cheapest options order flow platform out there, and in my opinion, it is the best. I used to be a Cheddar Flow user. I like this one a lot. Feel free, click the description to this video, and you'll get a link. I can give you a $10 discount off of Bkkt. We have our options races. Of course, Tesla in the lead with almost $12 billion of activity traded, followed by some of these big mega cap, FANG names. Bkkt, we already looked at that chart. Lucid Motor, oh my gosh, and GME is at the bottom. I didn't even realize that. All right, let's take a look at some of these. Let's go to our Tradescape. Of course, Tesla, look at this. Oh my gosh, so much bullishness. It's unreal. Tesla looks like, it's just like at that point where it looks like it's never gonna stop. Let's take a look. Yeah, we have that. ASML, ASML, the 300 strikes going up, the 360s, 280s, for January. Was this the stock that announced the stock split? I know there's one of them that did. It might not be this one. ASML. Semiconductor's name. No, I don't think it's this one. I'll have to check into it. But yeah, this one, when did they report earnings? Oh, October 20th. Huh, it's kind of odd. There was so much call flow coming in. This is definitely one to watch for sure. And then we had Bkkt. People are just going after this one like savages. And it's not like the stock is just going up every day either. Look at this. So I just made my quick money. I made like 72% and then just bounced out of the stock. And I bounced out pretty much like right where it's trading right now. Yeah, this one is just super volatile. I looked at the investor deck. It's definitely not worth 45 bucks. That's for sure. Let's take a look. Let's see. So that's Bkkt. There's going to be some bag holders in that one for sure. 100%. Lucid. Lucid has been very strong. We see activity for November 5th. Yeah, pretty much all this over here is November 5th. So this is also very speculative. We do see some orders that are for January 2023. January 2022, May of 2022. So it's not all the super speculative, but the big size is like, they're just jamming these short-term call options. And typically once you start to see this never ends in a nice orderly manner. It always ends in like a huge correction. And it might not be like a huge correction, like it's going to be a 20% correction, but like we might end up getting just like one single day where the market's down like 3.5% or something. Like it usually just ends with a bang, but who knows when that end is going to be. So part of my process is like, I'm not going to try to predict, when the end is going to be. I just like to manage my risk and, the trend ending, that's just a natural part of any trend. You know, every trend has an end. Oh my gosh, that rhymed. So yeah, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, right now I'm just enjoying this price action. All right, let's take a look. We're at about 20 minutes. I think that about does it for this market recap video. Hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all had a good trading session. I will see you all tomorrow. If you have time, feel free to tune in. I'm going to be on a Twitter Spaces at 8 o'clock with some other stock market operators. We're just going to talk about the market, you know, what we're seeing, talk through, you know, setups, all that good stuff. That being said, have a great night, everyone. I'll see you all tomorrow.